I always knew I was gay. Not exactly right when I came out of the womb, but for as long as I can remember. I don't think it's a choice that anyone wants to choose. No one wants to be oppressed or be discriminated against, but it's me. My name is Annabelle Gong, and this is my coming out story through pictures and words. I've always had a strange fascination with girls throughout preschool and elementary school, whether it was following them around on the playground or just trying to get to know them better. I guess you would consider them crushes, but I didn't at the time because my friends would talk about boys and never girls. It didn't concern me until around the 4th grade when my friends started to ask me who I had a crush on. I distinctly remember scanning my class for a boy, any boy, who I had even a mild attraction to. Finally pointed at one and said him. This technique would follow me until high school, choosing a random boy to like and sticking with it. I don't ever remember being unhappy with my sexual orientation until middle school. I labeled myself bisexual in my head, although the term was foreign and taboo to my tongue. My friends started to get boyfriends and I was left in the dust, but it was okay, I wasn't unhappy about it. One night, I couldn't sleep because all I could think about was hiding my sexual orientation. Why couldn't I love who I wanted to? But the rest of the world could. I felt so helpless and alone, I wanted to tell someone. Another night, I distinctly remember texting my friend, "I think I'm bisexual." The next morning, I replied to her saying it was autocorrect. I meant to say, "I think I'm tired, bye." That was the first time I ever tried to reach out to someone. I chickened out at that last moment. In the 8th grade, I had my first boyfriend, although I'd rather not consider him one. We were together for about a week. I think I dated him only to prove to myself and to my peers that I liked boys. However, I had the biggest crush on a close friend of mine. The summer before I started high school, I met a girl named Ariana. She was very open about asking questions, and I had only known her for about 2 weeks before she asked me if I was gay. This was the first time anyone had outright asked me about my sexual orientation, and I didn't know how to reply. I remember shaking on my couch, and finally, I was able to type out, "I'm bisexual," and that was the real start of my coming out. Ariana encouraged me to tell more people. I came out to my middle school crush and realized she didn't feel the same. Heartbroken, I turned to other friends for help. I came out to a handful of closer friends. I felt so loved and supported every time I came out. Kept a list of people, but eventually that list was lost because I just lost track of how many people I told. By the end of my freshman year, I came out to nearly 20 people as bisexual, and by the end of my sophomore year, I became more comfortable with liking girls and came out to them as gay. By that time, most of my friends knew. No one really showed a negative reaction, and I was just showered with love and support. During my junior year, I became closer to a girl. During a late night conversation, I had the courage to tell her I was gay. To my surprise, she came out to me as well. A few weeks later, she became my first girlfriend. Everything seemed to fit into place. I finally understood what the romance movies were trying to portray. However, we were both afraid. We were still new to the whole idea of being gay, so we kept our relationship a secret for its entirety. However, it was a lot easier coming out to friends, saying I have a girlfriend rather than I'm gay. There was someone to fall back on if something went wrong. We started to only tell a few people about our relationship, but by our winter formal, most of our friends knew. Soon our relationship evolved into hand-holding at school, and eventually her mom found out. I came out to my mother on April 15th, 2015. I'll never forget it. We were driving home from the DMV after I took my permit test, and we had run into one of my close friends. She asked me if I thought he was cute, and I said yes, and then she asked me if I would date him, and I said no, of course not, he's my friend. Then she asked me if I liked boys at all. I froze. She had asked me a couple of times, but every single time I said yes. But this time it felt different. I felt ready, so with that I said no, and when she asked me if I liked girls, I said yes. We never talked about my sexual orientation again until I curled up in her lap and cried after my first girlfriend broke up with me. In March of 2016, my high school put on a multi-cause week, spearheaded by my best friend and student body president at the time. They put out whiteboards at lunch and we were to write what we fought for. I wrote down that I fought for LGBTQ+ rights. Later that evening, I posted that picture on Facebook accompanied by a long message about how I was gay. This was the first time I came out publicly. My father came into my room later that night and asked me if my post was true. I laughed and said, of course, yes. He smiled and left. It was amazing how many comments of support and love I got on that post. Fast forward to the end of summer before entering college. A girl with pink hair entered my life a few months before. She asked me if I wanted to go play Pokemon Go with her and a few of her friends. After that evening, Pokemon Go outings turned into dates. Pretty soon we were kissing in public. I told my family that I was dating Zoe, changed my Facebook relationship, and never looked back. It feels so good to be open about being in a relationship with another girl. There's nothing to hide from and nothing to worry about. Going into college, I was worried about people accepting me, but within my first weeks, I found a supportive group of friends who loved and supported not only me, but my sexual orientation. It left me relieved that I could finally be myself, even away from the comfort of the liberal Bay Area. I know I have a long way to go in my life, but I'm so fortunate that I was able to come out at such a young age. There are so many people out there who don't have this opportunity or never reach this opportunity in their life. But thanks to the increasing representation in media and more people speaking out about LGBTQ+, I feel safe identifying as gay. Thank you so much for your support, and thank you so much for listening to my journey.